Welcome to the Libra zone. I want you to take a moment and just be still. Have you ever noticed how the air feels right before a storm finally breaks? There is a heavy, almost electric stillness that tells you something is about to give. For you, Libra, the atmospheric pressure of your life has been building for a while now, and you might have felt like you were walking through a thick fog where every step required an exhausting amount of effort. But something is shifting in this very moment. As we move into the next 24 hours, the weather in your life is beginning to change. It is not a sudden violent storm, but rather the sun finally finding a tiny persistent gap through the heavy clouds. It is a subtle turn of the wheel, a soft opening that allows a new kind of light to enter your world. Lately you may have been sitting with a quiet, private hope, a small spark in your heart that things can and will get better, even if you can't logically explain how. You've likely been through a period where the scales felt tipped against you, where your natural desire for harmony was met with friction or silence. Perhaps you felt stuck in a holding pattern, waiting for a signal that never seemed to come. But this window of time you are entering right now is a transition point. Luck for a Libra isn't about winning a random game of chance. It's about the universe realigning with your internal state of balance. When you have spent so much time being patient and maintaining your grace under pressure, the energy around you eventually has to match that frequency. The next 24 hours are not about a loud or dramatic announcement. It doesn't arrive with the sound of trumpets or a demand for your attention. Instead, it arrives with a sense of relief. It is the deep, restorative sigh you take when a long day finally ends. You might suddenly notice that the thoughts which were keeping you awake at night feel a little less urgent. You might feel a lightness in your chest that you haven't felt in weeks. This shift is your personal signal that the momentum is finally turning in your favor. It's as if the cosmic resistance you've been pushing against has suddenly decided to let go, allowing you to move forward without the constant struggle. One of the most beautiful aspects of being a Libra is your innate ability to sense the subtle rhythms of life. You know when a situation is out of tune, and you know when things are finally coming into harmony. Today, you are especially sensitive to these shifts. What once felt like a brick wall is starting to feel more like a doorway. This movement isn't happening because you finally forced the issue or because you demanded results through sheer willpower. It is happening because you created space. You have navigated the recent challenges with a level of maturity and patience that is now bearing fruit. You stopped trying to control the uncontrollable, and in that surrender, you invited a higher kind of alignment to take over. Emotionally, you are likely to feel a comforting reassurance flowing through you right now. There is a sense of coming home to yourself. You are starting to trust your own instincts again, the way you used to, before the noise of the world made you doubt your timing and your choices. This renewed confidence is the cornerstone of the luck that is returning to your life. When you trust yourself, the universe trusts you with more responsibility and more opportunity. You don't have to rush through this 24-hour window. You don't have to panic that you'll miss the window of opportunity. Because you are centered, you will recognize these moments as they arrive, and you will know exactly how to step into them. Consider the areas of your life where you felt most frustrated. Maybe it was a creative project that lacked inspiration, or a professional path that felt stagnant. Within the next day, notice if there is a tiny opening, a small hint of progress. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. In fact, the most sustainable luck usually starts as a small nudge. A colleague might offer a fresh perspective that changes everything. Or you might find a resource you overlooked 3 times before. When you move in alignment with your true self, these resources simply appear. You are shifting from a state of searching to a state of receiving. For many Libras, the theme of relationships is always at the forefront. If there has been a lingering misunderstanding or a coldness in a connection that matters to you, the next 24 hours carry the potential for a thaw. The energy of luck here manifests as a sudden clarity. You might finally see the words to bridge the gap, or the other person might reach out with an olive branch you weren't expecting. It's the realization that you don't have to work quite so hard to be understood. There is a natural ease returning to your interactions. Your grace is your greatest strength, and when you let it lead, people are naturally drawn toward your perspective. There is a psychological release that happens when luck turns around. For a long time, you might have been bracing for impact, waiting for the other shoe to drop, or anticipating a setback just when things were looking up. That bracing takes a toll on your nervous system. But as you move through this shift, try to notice where you are still holding tension in your body. Breathe into those spaces and let them go. The turn you are experiencing isn't a temporary glitch or a stroke of random fortune that will vanish tomorrow. It is the start of a smoother, more balanced chapter. You are moving away from the era of constant uphill climbing and toward a plateau of stability and peace. When things begin to align, our first instinct is often to question it. We ask ourselves if we really deserve it or if there's a catch. Libra, let gratitude replace those doubts today. When you experience a moment of ease or a small victory, simply say thank you to the moment. By acknowledging the good things as they happen, you amplify their energy. You are telling the universe that you are ready and willing to handle this new level of flow. Gratitude is the vibration that keeps the door open. Instead of looking for what could go wrong, spend the next 24 hours looking for everything that is going right, no matter how insignificant it might seem on the surface. In the professional realm, the turnaround might look like a shift in how others perceive you. You've been doing the work behind the scenes, often without much applause. But as the energy shifts, people are beginning to see your value more clearly. It's like a spotlight has finally moved to where you've been standing all along. You may find that your ideas are met with more enthusiasm, or that people are more willing to cooperate with your vision. This isn't because you changed your pitch. It's because your internal sense of authority has finally crystallized. You know you belong in the room, and the world is finally starting to agree with you. Think about the physical space around you. Over the next 24 hours, you might feel a sudden urge to clear away some clutter or reorganize your surroundings. This is your intuition reacting to the changing energy. As things become unstuck in your life, you naturally want your environment to reflect that new sense of flow. Pay attention to those impulses. Sometimes, clearing a desk or rearranging a room can act as a physical anchor for the internal shifts you are going through. It signals to your subconscious mind that the old patterns are done and you are making room for something fresh and invigorating. There is a quiet joy in the realization that you don't have to rush to be in the right place. You've probably felt a lot of pressure lately. Pressure to keep up, pressure to succeed, pressure to be everything to everyone. But as luck turns your way, that pressure starts to dissolve. You realize that what is meant for you will not pass you by. This is the ultimate peace for a Libra. It allows you to return to your natural rhythm. You can move with a deliberate, calm pace, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. When you stop chasing life, you give life the chance to catch up with you. In the realm of personal finances or resources, you might see a small but encouraging sign that the tide is turning. This isn't necessarily a windfall of cash, though that's always possible. More likely, it's a sense of better management, a clear plan falling into place, or an unexpected discount or gift that eases your mind. It's a reminder that you are supported. Security is as much a feeling as it is a number. And today, that feeling of being taken care of by the circumstances of your life is growing stronger. Trust that you have what you need to take the next step. As you navigate this transition, remember that luck is also about your perspective. When you look through the lens of scarcity, all you see are things you lack. But over the next 24 hours, you are being invited to look through the lens of abundance. You will see that you are surrounded by beauty, by intelligence, and by opportunity. This isn't toxic positivity. It's a grounded recognition of your reality. You have skills that are unique. You have a heart that is kind. You have a mind that can solve complex problems through the power of diplomacy and balance. Those are the real drivers of your luck. One thing to be mindful of is the tendency to wait for a big sign. Don't ignore the small miracles while you wait for a mountain to move. Sometimes the luck is simply having an extra 10 minutes of peace in the morning to enjoy your coffee. Sometimes it's the fact that you caught every green light on your way to a meeting. These small bits of synchronicity are how the universe communicates that you are in the flow. When you notice them, smile. It means you are synchronized with the natural order of things. This alignment is what leads to the big shifts later on. By this time tomorrow, you may look back and realize that you feel like a different person than you did today. The heavy blanket of worry you've been wearing is starting to slide off your shoulders. This change in your energy will be visible to others too. You'll have a spark in your eye and a steadiness in your voice that commands attention without even trying. This is your power. As a Libra, you don't need to be aggressive to win. You win through your presence, your poise, and your ability to bring harmony to chaos. The world needs that more than ever, and right now, the world is making room for you to lead with those qualities. You are entering a chapter where life feels a little kinder to you. The path ahead isn't just a straight line, but it certainly feels steadier and more welcoming than the path behind you. You have been through the fire of testing and waiting, and you have come out the other side with your integrity intact. This turnaround isn't a gift given out of pity. It's a reflection of the person you have become. You've done the work, you've kept the faith, and now the energy is rising to meet you. Let yourself breathe. Let yourself relax into this new feeling of ease. There's something uniquely satisfying about seeing your patience pay off. It reinforces your trust in the universe and in yourself. As you go about your day, let peace replace that constant state of anticipation. You don't have to keep checking the horizon for a change in the weather. The change has already arrived. It's here in the way you're thinking, in the way you're breathing, and in the small victories that are starting to pop up in your daily life. Hold on to this sense of calm assurance. It isn't just a passing mood. It is the new foundation for the life you are building. Consider how much you have grown just to reach this point. You've navigated conflicts, you've managed deep emotions, and you've stayed committed to your values when it would have been easier to give up. This 24-hour shift is a milestone. It marks the moment when the effort of the past starts transforming into the ease of the future. You are building something meaningful, something that isn't dependent on luck alone, but is certainly amplified by it. You have moved into the active reception phase of your journey, and it is a beautiful place to be. The quiet confidence you feel right now is your compass. If a decision comes your way today, check in with that inner stillness. If it feels expansive and light, it's part of this new wave of luck. If it feels heavy and forced, it's probably a remnant of the old cycle you're leaving behind. You can afford to be selective now. You can afford to wait for the things that are truly in alignment with your heart. You've moved past the need to take whatever you can get out of desperation. Now you can wait for what you deserve. I want you to really lean into this feeling of being supported. The world can feel like a lonely place sometimes, especially for a Libra who feels the weight of maintaining everyone's happiness. But right now, let that go. Focus on your own happiness and your own peace. Notice how, as soon as you prioritize your own balance, everyone else around you seems to fall into place too. It's one of those life paradoxes. When we stop trying to fix everyone else and we focus on being centered ourselves, the external world miraculously begins to fix itself. This is a huge part of the turnaround you're experiencing. If this message resonated with you, and if you've already started feeling that shift in the air, take a moment to really acknowledge it. These realizations are the bridge between where you were and where you are going. If you find comfort in these insights and want to keep aligning your path with the natural shifts of your sign, please feel free to share this journey with us. Liking and subscribing to the Libra Zone helps us stay connected and ensures we can continue bringing these reflections to your daily life. Your journey is unique, but you don't have to walk it alone. We are here to navigate these patterns with you, one shift at a time. Trust in the turn. Trust in your peace. And most of all, trust in the brilliant version of yourself that is emerging right now. Stay centered, stay calm, and enjoy this new light as it continues to grow.